I was just feeling crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep here on the couch last night. I left.
We used to. Oh yeah, I know. You left in the morning.
I know.
We used to do. My friend group and I used to do fireworks.
Yeah.
Around July, we would take.
Used to.
I know. No. We used to
Still do.
We used to take fireworks, go into neighborhoods, and put them on people's like fucking garage doorsteps. And light them off. I'm telling you, at like 2 a.m.
No.
This was like the stupidest shit we would ever do.
People you didn't like, or random people?
Random people.
Oh my God.
And we weren't doing it to be dicks. We just loved the echo in the neighborhoods because there was houses, so the firework would be so fucking. This is like the shittiest thing I did as a teenager.
Right.
Nothing ever got. No one ever got like hurt, or we never destroyed property or anything. It was
Sure.
it was just so fucking loud and obnoxious. One time, I mean, every time we got chased by the police, it was like next level shit, bro. Like 6 cop cars looking for us, like fucking crazy.
On foot?
On foot,
Through woods and stuff?
In the cars, yeah, everywhere. Like there was lights being shined at us. We were
Really?
running across golf courses, and then one of our friends was caught. His name was John, and he was like a really good kid, and he didn't have any fireworks on him, thank God. They pulled him over in the car because we were the only kids out in our town.
Yeah.
So when they saw kids in the car, they would pull him over because they were looking for us. And they sat him down on the curb. And our other friend told us that they just started fucking screaming at him. That they were just like, "Where the fuck are your friends?
Ooh.
Where the fuck are your friends?"
Yeah.
And
do.
John's the type of guy that would snitch on us in a heartbeat. But for some reason that day he was feeling extra nice, and he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And yeah, they sat him down for like 30 minutes and nothing happened.
They let him go?
They let him go, but they were looking for us. That was the worst time. I remember I got my bike stolen one day. Mm-hmm. And the next day I was at the park and I saw this guy ride up, and I'm like, "That's my fucking bike. That's my bike." Right. And I went up to him and I'm like, biking was huge back then. If someone stole your bike, they stole your fucking like car. Like right. This was some big shit. And I went up to him and I'm like, "Dude, that's my fucking bike." And he's like, "Fuck off." And I'm like, "That's my fucking bike. Like, hop off."
Wow.
And he's like, "No, fuck you."
How old were you?
I was like, I don't know, 13, 14.
Sure.
And I'm like, "Get off my bike." And he's like, "No, fuck you." And he rode away on my bike. He started riding off. And I'm like, "Fuck this." And I took my friend's bike and I chased him maybe for 4 miles. Yeah. Like just on my bike, like completely out of town. We weren't in my town anymore.
Right.
And I called the police and I'm like, "I'm following this guy. He's on my bike.
Citizen's arrest.
Please help me." And the cops in my in my town have nothing better to do. So I'm sure the office just lit up and they were like, "We're on it, sir. We're on it. Give us your location." And I'm
called 911.
I called 911. Yeah. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm coming down Charleston Avenue." And they're like, "Calm down, sir. We'll be there in a second. Calm down." And I'm like, No, I'm not scared. I'm just really out of breath because we've been going for 5 miles. And they're like, "Okay, we're coming." And a cop pulled up next to me and he goes, "Get the fuck off the bike." And I'm like, No, it's not me. It's him. And he's like, "Okay, get in my car." So I got off my bike. I left my friend's bike on the ground and I got in his car and we started chasing this guy.
No way.
Yeah. I can't believe I've never said this story before. And we're chasing this guy, and the guy goes over the cop goes over the PA system. And he goes, "Get the fuck off the bicycle! Get the fuck off the bicycle!" Like swearing, and like this was at a time where I'm like, "Oh my God, adults swear,
right.
Like adults say shit like this." And then the kid, and then the cop gets really close to the kid, like almost where he can hit the tire of the bike with the car.
God.
And then the kid just fucking gives up, and he goes, "Get on the fucking ground! Get on the fucking ground!" And I get my bike back, and he's like, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." And he's like, "Do you want to press charges?" And I'm like, No, I'm good, thank you. I really wanted my bike back." And he's like, "No, fuck this kid." That's what he says. He goes, "Fuck this kid. I don't like the shit at all." So he took the kid to my parents' house.
No.
And he's like, "This is," and the kid had to confront my parents, and he's like, "This is the guy who stole your kid's bike.
Piece of shit.
This is the motherfucker."
Yeah.
And my parents were like, "That's okay. We don't want to press charges. It's probably because we were foreign and we get deported if we went to the court system." My parents were like, "Why the fuck are the cops here? Get them out of here."
Cop goes up to your dad. "Hey, you want to take a couple shots of this guy out back? I'll hold him down. You punch him a few times."
Yeah, the cop was like, "Let's just go fucking take care of this ourselves." Yeah. No, so the cop just ended up taking the kid back to his parents and dealing with it himself.
Did you know the kid?
He's like, "Don't worry, no, I don't know the kid.
But he didn't go to your school.
No, he's just some scummy kid that was just trying to get a fucking bike. Fuck that, bro.
So he had stolen it like the day before.
Yeah, it's stolen the day before.
And then had the balls
to ride it
to
around
show up
the
at your
motherfucking
park.
neighborhood. The park I fucking ran, bro.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, that was shit. It's so funny. Like, I have
Can't believe it worked. You got the cops.
I have so many memories like that. Oh, we used to have we went to this thing called Camp Edwards. It was when we were in 6th grade. This was like our first big field trip. This is when everyone would like get hormones. People started masturbating. This is like that time in my life when like kids really started like becoming kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kids started becoming teenagers.
Yeah.
And I remember we shared a like a cabin. It was just us kids. It was just us like 13, 14-year-olds. Do you know what I mean? Like it was just young kids. I think maybe we were like even like 12, and everyone was asleep. It was like 2 a.m. and this guy screamed out at one of the top bunks. There were 4 bunks. The bunks they went up 4 stories, and it was just us kids in it. And there were just the bunks in this cabin. There was one bathroom. There wasn't like a kitchen or anything. It was just that. There wasn't a living room. It was one big room. And one kid screamed, "Midnight service!" And he screamed that, and he took off all his underwear, and he ran into each of our bunks and started rubbing his cock all over us. Like his penis, all over our face, all over our shit. And we found it to be the funniest fucking thing in the world. And it was like.
Sounds kind of gay.
Yeah, it was so gay. he'd run over to our friends, he'd run over to like Zach's like bed and start rubbing his cock all over Zach's leg. And we were all laughing and like, haha, fuck you, Zach, fuck you, Zach. And then he'd run over to me and I'd be like, oh, fuck. And then everyone would be laughing at me. And then I'd be like, what the fuck, man? And then he'd run over to someone else and I'd be like, yeah.
Midnight service.
It was the best. Yeah. So we used to participate in shit like that. That was the first time I touched a dick.
I don't know how we come back from that one, Dave. That sounds like the end of the podcast to me.
It does? Are we at 40 minutes?
That's the first time.
Jason's
That was the first time I touched a dick. See you guys next week.
Jason's like, no, that's not the end of the podcast, but I don't want to fucking talk to you anymore. Yeah, okay.
Well, we got a big day ahead of us. Also, the tour we should plug real quick. July 14th in Fort Lauderdale. We'll be there.
Come see us on tour. If you're at VidCon, there's a merch booth. Look at this, Jason. I'm going to show you so you can react to it.
Let me see.
That's my merch booth.
Right on.
It says clickbait on it. We're selling brand new clickbait merch. It's not even released yet and won't be released for a couple weeks. So go buy some. See you guys at VidCon. Come say hi to us. Come see us on tour, 7 cities. We'll see you guys later. My name is Jeff, and that's the Views Podcast.
Bye, guys.
Bye.